That was my exact reaction during the final 2 minutes of this episode. There you have it. Anyway, hey there guys, what is up? What's going on? It's all about Mike 18 here, back with another TV episode review. I know, I haven't done one of these since February. Oh boy. Guys, real quick, before I get into this video, okay? I know you're reading the title of this video. You guys know what this is, alright? I am going to be reviewing the Season 6 finale, Season 6, Episode 16. Yeah, 16. Last Day on Earth. It's the Season 6 finale. It aired 2 nights ago. I watched it, and I have to give you my thoughts. And I want to give you my thoughts on some of the season in general. So I'll be doing that in this video. Before I get to those thoughts, I know you guys will watch for that. I need to say something in the beginning, just real quick. I know I'm in my car again. I'm sorry. I just got out of class. Like, literally, 10 minutes ago, I just got out. And I'm shooting this video now quickly because I have other things to do tonight and the next few days. Guys, I am so sorry that the last, week, I just haven't uploaded, anything. Nothing has gone up on YouTube. The last video I uploaded was my Batman v Superman review. And I feel really shitty about it. No, I really do. I'm so sorry, guys. It's been hell. I'm in the middle of working on 2 different movies right now. I'm working on a documentary and I'm working on a narrative. And I was planning the narrative all last week. And I shot the narrative. So it's like my head's a mess. I had a cut due of the doc today. And I have a cut due of the narrative in 2 days. So I have some breathing room, but I got to focus on that. So I will start getting videos up. I just need this weekend to be over, okay? And this week to be over with. And then I can finally get back to it a little bit. The school year is almost over. I almost have a couple more weeks. I only have a couple more weeks of school. So, once again, I will be back in my normal way, I will be back in a month. Okay, just give me 1 month's time from now, and I swear to you guys, I will be back. I am so sorry. I have been just holding back from you and just not uploading things. For example, I saw 10 Cloverfield Lane, okay, and I have the review. I shot the review. It's literally just not even finding the time to sit down and upload it. That's how busy I get. So I apologize for that. That review's coming up. I'll get other things up, okay? Star Wars Force Awakens just came out on Blu-ray today. I'm going to go pick that up. Maybe I'll upload that right after this, okay? So stay tuned, guys. Once again, thank you for your patience. I am so sorry. This is not like me at all. I hate this. I hate not uploading videos, but I'm just so insanely busy. Anyway, Walking Dead. Let's talk about it, okay? Because I got a lot to say about this. So I'll review this episode, but I'm not gonna go heavy on plot. I really just want to say what was my problem with the finale, okay? Because I'm pretty sure by now you guys can tell I'm not, but just by the way I opened this video, I was not a fan of the way they handled certain things with the finale. Not just the final 2 minutes per se, other things as well. I'll get to that. But yeah, so Last Day on Earth, okay? Walking Dead Season 6 just wrapped. We have Season 7 coming in October. Holy crap, where did the time go? I know, it was like we were just started Season 6, last week. I know. What's really crazy is that so far, in all honesty, leading up to the finale, I was really digging the season. I was into it. The first half had 3 solid-ish episodes in the beginning. Then it literally went to crap. And then I think the second half of the season really picked up. I know that the only episode I reviewed was this mid-season premiere, No Way Out. But the following episodes after that, just to give you guys an idea of how I feel about everything, The Next World I thought was great. I hate the time jump. The pacing's a disaster this season. I'll get to that. Next World was great. Episode 10. Episode 11, Knots Untie, I thought was pretty good. Not Tomorrow Yet. Episode 12 is one of the best of the season. Oh, I love it. Then they kind of tapered off a bit. Episode 13 and 14, the same boat and Twice as Far were okay. They weren't perfect. Specifically for one character's actions, Carol's actions. I'll get into that. I'll definitely get into that. And I thought episode 15, East, was great. That's another one of my favorites of the season. I really loved that episode. So, Last Day on Earth. This is what we've been building for, guys. The entire second half of the season, we are introduced to the name Negan. Okay, and as we all know, biggest, baddest villain in the Walking Dead comic book universe. Negan is coming. That's what they've been building to. The Alexandria group, Rick leading the Alexandria group, them making a deal with the Hilltop, thus leading to them clashing with the Saviors. Okay, and then with Saviors comes Negan. And they just did such a phenomenal job building up the Saviors and building up this escalating like conflict that, oh crap, they're just picking off Negan's guys one by one. We haven't seen this Negan yet. We don't know who he is. We just hear he's really bad news, okay? They did such an amazing job building that up. And at first I wanted Negan to come in the second half of the season, probably like episode 13. I was like, don't do what this whole series has done, dragging it out and dragging it out. I hate that so much. This series is so guilty of that, and I hate it. And I really was like, they're going to save it for the end. And obviously, they saved him for the finale. And I got to say, looking back on it, I'm really glad they did. I like how they dragged everything out. Don't get me wrong. There were 2 episodes in the second half of the season, episodes 13 and 14, that either could have been mixed. Episode 14 sucked. Or, I don't know, they were filler for me, in my opinion. They didn't really add to anything. Other than that, I felt every other episode was strong. I was really into the conflict at hand. I was like, I cannot wait to see Negan. I cannot wait for this final scene where they're sitting on top of their high horse, Rick and the group. They think that things are just going their way. That's what Rick thinks. They think they have everything under control, but there is such a bigger world out there. And boy, do they come to realize that in this finale with just the slow revelation of just how many men are in Negan's group, how many roads they're blocking off as they're trying to rush Maggie to the Hilltop because there's something wrong. She's pregnant. We don't know what's going on with her. I really loved all of the setup in tonight's episode. Just the tension was constantly escalating. You can argue that things were slow, and I will definitely feel that this finale did not have to be 90 minutes, even though it's really like 60 minutes. It's 90 minutes with commercials. It could have probably been a standard hour-long episode length, maybe gone over 15 minutes, maybe to like 10-15 at night. That's what this episode could have been, in my opinion. It did not need to be as long as it was. I would have cut one of the running into the Saviors out just completely. But that's just me. I just thought that was all like really well established, really well. The tension was there and everything. And then I'll talk about getting to the final scene in a bit. One thing that did bug me about the finale, which is why it's not perfect, apart from the ending. Guys, obviously spoilers. Okay, I know I didn't mention that, but yeah, I'm gonna spoil shit. Okay. Carol's character. I don't know where they're going with her character. Quite honestly, her decision to leave the group came out of nowhere, and that's one of the reasons why I hated episode 14. Apart from Janice's shocking death and Dwight and Daryl coming back into conflict, even though I never gave a shit about Dwight and Daryl meeting up, the first time they did in episode 6, I was like, I don't care. Like that episode was filler, in my opinion. It did nothing for me. I am into the character of Dwight. I think he's an asshole. I do want him to die, and I like how him and Daryl are going like head to head. I want to really see that carried out. But my problem with Carol is her character motivation to leave the group literally came out of nowhere. Her whole arc where she's just tired of killing literally came out of nowhere. Nothing. Like, there was nothing that was built up to that. Nothing. I think I would say it started in episode 12. I would say that's when they started focusing on Carol. Episode 12, the beginning, was when she was baking the cookies and everything. They had that song that was playing, the montage and everything. That's when we started getting into Carol. And in my opinion, I think all they had to do was just show her looking at Sam's grave and show her like looking affected, like, oh fuck, I caused Sam's death. Like that's all they needed to do. But they didn't. They just showed the shot of cookies on the grave. So then we just get snippets and snippets of Carol over the next like 2 episodes, or episode 12 and 14, and her decision to leave the camp came out of nowhere. Yeah, she's feeling bad about killing all these people, but why? They never answer that question at all. And I just don't buy into that at all. And I just think that was just really poor writing. I really feel that it was just like a plot device just to do something with Carol's character, honestly. And I just don't like where they're going with it. I like the arc they had her on. Yeah, you could make her feel bad, but feel so bad like she has to leave. Why does she want to leave? They never just explain that, you know? So I don't buy that at all. So anything involving Carol and Morgan in the finale, I really didn't get that invested into, because I still from the get-go just do not buy anything involving Carol's storyline at this point, because it just feels so forced and so unnecessary and so out of character for her at this point. I was watching a video, someone was like, why didn't they do that like right after she killed Lizzie? Yeah, Lizzie. Or like right after she slaughtered the termites. Why didn't she do it then? Like, why now? Like, what was the one thing that just made her say, oh shit, okay, I'm killing too many people, this is bad, I gotta stop? I don't know. So I don't like that. I don't like where they went with her character, and I know that it's rumored that they're taking her character and Morgan's character places with this group called the Kingdom in season 7, and that's awesome, but I don't like how they got to that point. I'm not buying it. And of course they went the cliched route with Carol's character, with the villain, with the savior, who was just like milking her. Like, he shoots her once in the arm, and then he shoots her in the leg, and she's bleeding out, and he can kill her right there. But obviously I knew Morgan was going to come in and save the day. I love Morgan's decision to kill the guy, to shoot the guy 2 times to save Carol, or a couple times to save Carol. I knew Morgan was going to kill him. I didn't know he was going to shoot him. I knew Morgan was going to come down on that. However, though, I wish they even established that more. Like, they delved even more into Morgan and just his dilemma with that. But that kind of came out of nowhere, too. I mean, they kind of did with his and Rick's conversation in the last episode. But anyway, that's how I feel about the Carol storyline. I really didn't buy into it all that much. I mean, we had some more badass moments from her in the last couple episodes. But other than that, I just really don't feel it added anything, and it seems so out of context and so out of character, it's not even funny. So I don't know where they're going with that, but hopefully they do something right with it. Okay, so let's get into when they come across the Saviors and Negan's introduction, which is something that worked really, really well for me with this episode. I'm going to come off the bat, guys, and say the entirety of the episode, apart from the final 2 minutes, I was into it. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, who are they going to kill? What are they going to do? How are they going to get out of this? The stakes were so high, and as soon as Negan comes out of that RV and Jeffrey Dean Morgan starts saying his lines, I was so in it. I was like, this is freaking awesome. Okay, Jeffrey Dean Morgan killed it as Negan. The guy killed it. He is just the perfect blend of this sadistic, like, charismatic, like, just asshole, and at the same time, like, he's like pissed, and he's holding back that like anger, that because he just lost like a good chunk of his group in the last like week because of Rick's group. They were killing everyone, and he is just the definition of just that quiet and like, you know, you don't even need him. Just the way he looks at you just has that like sadistic like look. He is just thinking about bashing your head in with Lucille, as opposed to even, you know, actually doing it. You can just tell by the look on his face, and he sold that performance perfectly. I cannot wait to see more from Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That was a perfect casting decision. I'm so happy with that. And excellent acting from the entire group. They get everybody. Let me see if I get everybody's name. There was Glenn, Maggie, Daryl, Abraham, Eugene, Rosita, Sasha, Rick, Carl, Aaron, and I said Daryl. I think that's it. Yeah, they're all lined up, and Negan is going to kill one of them, okay? I think that all of those actors literally sold the fear that I've been waiting probably all season to show. Because as I've been saying, Rick and the group have literally been on the top. We have not seen them come across a major conflict or challenge in the form of the saviors that they have killed. They've literally just walked into compounds and just killed saviors. They haven't lost any lives, huge lives or anything, apart from Denise, but no one gives a shit about her. And I was just like so just involved, and I was just like, this is amazing that they are just going to. They're going to, I lost my train of thought. They're riding on this high horse. Everything is going to come crashing down and explode right in their face, and it's going to come out of nowhere. And it does come out of nowhere for them in running into Negan. And at that point, they're like, we messed up. And just Andrew Lincoln murdered it in this episode. He killed it. As Rick, he just like, I haven't seen that fear in Andrew Lincoln's eyes in I don't know how long. It's like, it was perfect. It was like, I buy it. And because these actors were like looking freaked out and scared as hell, it made Negan's performance, even though Jeffrey Dean Morgan was killing it on his own right, it made him that much more convincing, that much more sinister, and it worked for me. That entire scene was working. And although this whole episode was slow, you know, they could have cut a lot of stuff out, and I wasn't buying into Carol's stuff, I was like, this finale is incredible. Until the final 2 minutes. Guys, The Walking Dead severely dropped the ball with the cliffhanger. We don't know who Negan kills. We're going to have to wait 7 months. That's what everybody is saying who's like diehard fan. You know, I wanted to see who he killed right then and there. Because screw cliffhangers. That's what all the diehard fans are saying. And everybody who liked the cliffhanger is saying, no, what's wrong with cliffhangers, okay? It's fine they ended it that way. They concluded the actual story for the season, and they're going to pick that up. As Robert Kirkman and Scott Gimple publicly said, we concluded the story with cutting to that POV of the character getting bashed in. We will pick up a new story with the aftermath of that character's death in the next season. I don't buy it, okay? That's bullshit. They spend an entire season building up one of the biggest baddies in the comics. The biggest baddie in the comics, okay? And although I haven't gotten that far in the comics, I know exactly what happens. Everybody says that scene in the comics is 100% iconic. They took all of the tension, all of the iconic component of that moment in the comics and completely killed it in the TV show version because they cut to the POV and then the cliffhanger. Because here's the thing. Here is why the cliffhanger doesn't work. I'm not going to say it doesn't work by taking the easy route and saying, I just wanted to see who got killed. I hate cliffhangers. They suck. There's a way to do good cliffhangers and there's a way to do bad cliffhangers. The Walking Dead did a bad cliffhanger. I know Walking Dead diehards are going to be pissed at me for even mentioning this show, but I don't give a shit. It's better. It always will be. Breaking Bad, a cliffhanger, a perfect example of a cliffhanger from Breaking Bad. Spoilers for Breaking Bad. Season 5A, when Hank discovers that it's Heisenberg. That's the story. Walt can breathe, okay? He's done with that life. He's done with being Heisenberg. We think it's all over for him. Hank finds the book on the toilet. Oh crap, my brother-in-law is Heisenberg. New conflict for Walter White. Cut to black. End of season. End of first half of season. That is how you do a cliffhanger, people. That is doing it right. You conclude the story, but set up a new story in the process. The Walking Dead cliffhanger ended at the wrong moment. They could have had a cliffhanger. It ended too early. What they needed to do was show us who got bashed in, cut to reaction shots of the group. They are horrified. They lost one of their members. If it's Glenn who got murdered, Maggie is hysterically crying. Rick is in utter pain. He lost the man who saved his life in episode 2 of season 1. Okay, he's been with Glenn that long, or whoever it was, whatever. That's the cliffhanger. What does this group do next? Negan just killed one of their own. They are screwed. They are in a much bigger world than they thought they were. That is a cliffhanger. That is the right cliffhanger. They went with the wrong one by saying, instead of concluding the conflict that we set up this entire fucking season, second half of the season, we're going to make everybody say, no, we're going to make you wait to find out who actually gets killed. That's our cliffhanger for you guys. And to me, that is cheap. That is a giant slap in the face to diehard, hardcore fans of this show. And it utterly left me disgusted. It was rumored they were going to do it. I didn't believe it. I really, really thought that was just bullshit, that they weren't going to go that route. I didn't think they would stoop that low. They could have given us one of the most iconic moments in the show. A total game-changing turning point for this group is showing who Negan kills in the Season 6 finale, to then have us think about the repercussions that will come about from this, all for the next 6 months. Instead, we're going to be thinking about who got killed. We're going to draw up different theories and speculate who was the one who got murdered, who was it in the group. And what they're going to do when Season 7 starts, they're going to open on I really hope they open on Negan, another angle of Negan killing this person, because if they just cut to the person's body remains on the floor and the group like throwing up and just crying, that is a disgrace in my opinion, because you took all the blood and gore that we all wanted to see from the comics and you just you turn it into a POV where you just see one trickle or two trickles of blood running down the camera screen. That's it. I was severely disappointed with that ending, with that decision. I think that ruined the entire season. We have a season of high stakes, a conflict that is building and building, and a main antagonist that is going to throw this group just off of just the world they believed that they had control over. Okay, the world that they believed that they thought they owned at this point, really. And just, they completely ruined it. And now they're going to just keep us guessing. And I just think that is a terrible cop-out. There's no payoff, guys. Every story needs a payoff. That is not a payoff. All right, and you could go back and look at the scene and say, no, that they do pay off certain things. Rick is you know, we don't know who they get killed, but we could try to figure it out. We could put the pieces together. That's another thing. The way they cut it together, they purposely cut it together to throw up the order of Negan going from person to person, left to right or right to left, just to confuse us, is to say, okay, now they're definitely not going to know whose head got bashed in. Okay, so I feel that was an utmost terrible decision on the part of the writers. I feel it was cheap. I feel that they are doing that so much. They did that with Glenn's death, and there's just all these fake outs and cliffhangers that don't work. Cliffhangers that don't work. You can do a good cliffhanger. The Walking Dead did not. I just really feel that they're cheating us fans, and they're cheating people who appreciate a fully realized and fully told story. And that's what I felt as I watched it. I didn't get a complete story. And that is why I am going to severely hold that against the finale and say, listen, the finale sucked because of one choice. Literally one choice. I can tolerate all the Carol nonsense. I can tolerate the fact that the episode was really slow and drawn out. But I felt tension. I felt tension there. And all of that tension just dissipates. The minute they cut to the POV, I knew they were going to cut to black from there. And I knew they weren't going to cut to another shot showing who got bludgeoned. And because I said immediately that just not only robs Negan's character of that brutal, vicious side by cutting to a POV, what's more effective? Seeing Negan hit the screen, the cameraman in this case, or seeing Negan hit one of the group members that we've grown to love since Season 1 or Season 2? Answer that question, guys, and tell me your answer, and tell me you don't say the second one. All right, that's what The Walking Dead did wrong, and because of that, I'm going to give this episode a grade of a 7.5 out of 10, C+. I'm giving it a C+. I was riveted by everything else. I was into everything else for the most part. I'm went that high because Jeffrey Dean Morgan freaking nailed it as Negan. Everything else was literally perfect. But I'm holding it against the show because they did the wrong thing. And they messed up severely, and I hope they pay. I really hope that they lose viewership. I'm sorry. I know it seems like I'm bashing The Walking Dead. I just think that was a really poor decision. And maybe, who knows, maybe they will learn from this. Maybe they'll be like, okay, maybe we did make the wrong decision, you know, let's not do that again. But if The Walking Dead does it again in that poor sort of way, like I've been saying, guys, I'm not mad that we got a cliffhanger. I'm mad that we got the wrong cliffhanger. That's what's the problem here with the finale, and I want to stress that because a lot of people are just going around saying, you just didn't want a cliffhanger. I like the cliffhanger. It works. All right, that's your opinion. Cliffhanger worked for you. Didn't work for me. It was a bad one. That's why I'm against it, and those are my thoughts on the finale. Yeah, that's been bothering me for the last 2 days. I watched the finale at 1:15 in the morning on Sunday morning, early Monday morning, because I missed the 9 o'clock premiere. I was shooting a movie then. So I rushed home to watch it, and I'm so excited the entire time. I'm finishing my shoot. I'm like, okay, I'm almost done with the shoot. Thank goodness. I don't have to shoot anymore. Oh, wait, I'm going to go watch Walking Dead. This is a perfect way to celebrate it. Finale. Someone's going to die. The stakes are going to rise for Season 7. They're not that risen for Season 7. We get introduced to a badass. He wants to use them. He wants to gather supplies from them and use them in any way he needs. That's it. That's just the extent of how badass and villainous he is, and that's it. That's what happened with the finale. I'm severely disappointed with it, and yeah. Season as a whole, I think this season had the potential to be one of the best we've had. Better than it had. I don't know. It's probably better than 4, because 4 was just filler in the woods and bullshit that irritated me. I don't know if it's better than 5. I don't think so. I don't think 3 is my favorite. That's just that's my I know everybody loves 1. I love 3. 3 is my favorite. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, the finale in that sucked, but everything else in Season 3 was great. So I'll forgive that Season 3 for that. Season 6, the finale, the final minute sucked. Everything else was good or okay. Okay, because I cannot forget the first half of the season, because that just sucked. The last, 4 episodes of the first half, just garbage. So as a whole, I'll give the season an 8 out of 10. I really wanted more. Like I said, I loved so many episodes of this season. I loved so many moments. I loved the stakes that they were setting up, the conflict that was brewing, but to just have it all dissipate and just end the way they did is what just really infuriated me. And I'm still incredibly angry over the fact that they decided to end it that way. But that's just me. Guys, I want to hear your 2 cents on this. What did you guys think of the finale? What did you think of the way they decided to end it? I know everybody's going to be like, Mike, I am pissed that they ended it that way because it's a cliffhanger. I hate cliffhangers. That's fine if you hate cliffhangers. But note that cliffhangers can be used in a very subtle way where people are like, okay, that is a cliffhanger, but I still got the closure and everything that I wanted. This was the cheap gag cliffhanger that they took the easy way out. Yeah, we'll just throw them this cliffhanger. We don't have to worry about anything else. That's why I felt it didn't work for me. So, guys, I leave it up to you. What did you guys think? I don't know why I'm burping. Of The Walking Dead Season 6, Last Day on Earth. What do you think of the show moving forward? And how do you think Season 7 is going to go? Who do you think got killed? I watched the scene a couple times. I think I have a theory that it's Glenn. The theory I have of it being Glenn is because Negan walks straight into the frame, and he was going left to right from person to person, and so the only way he would come straight into frame is if maybe he went from one end to the other and Glenn was on the other end. So let's say he was at Carl's end. He goes from Carl to Glenn, straight over, walking over to Glenn. And I know Carl isn't the one who got beaten, because he referenced Carl in his last line. So Carl's free. That's one way I think it's Glenn. I think it could be Abraham, because of Negan saying taking it like a champ. Abraham was the only one who was just standing tall like that and just whatever. I don't think it's Daryl. And the other reason why I didn't think it was Glenn was because their hair was down, and if they wanted a true POV of Glenn or Daryl, we would have seen hair in the frame. So I think it was someone who didn't have long hair like that, and Glenn and Daryl's hair was getting in their face. And then finally, my other theory was that it was either Aaron or Sasha, because right before the POV, we cut to a shot of Rick, and we see a shadow of Negan cross the left side, I think. Yeah, the left side of his face. So he walked over to Rick's left, and the only people on Rick's left were Sasha, Eugene, Aaron, and Carl. And I think Sasha's out. I don't think they'd kill off Sasha. And I don't think they'd kill off, and they didn't kill off Carl, I doubt. So I think it was either Aaron or Eugene. But then again, like, it's a beloved character, so I'm really leaning towards Glenn at this point. But I would not be surprised if it was Eugene, Aaron, or Abraham. I think Daryl's might be in the clear. But that's how I feel about who possibly got it. Just wanted to leave that quick opinion. As always, thank you guys for watching. See you later. Bye.